Alright, hello everyone. So let's take a look at the market and see where we're at. Now, today is the 5th, right? 5th of September, Thursday. Now, today and tomorrow, they're going to be important for gold, as you know from the beginning of the week. And as you can see, nothing much really has happened except the sideways market, which is what we were anticipating from Monday. I already told you, you can buy the lows here in the screen zone. That's your Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And you can see the market stalling right here on the goodbye kiss, which is a price I talked about before, 2,506. That's your 2,506. Okay. Now today is a bit tricky day. All right, so we'll have to be careful. 5:30. Yeah, this is 5:30. As you can see, not at a great spot at all. What we want to do is make sure things are really matching what we're doing. Okay, and the only thing here, if you sold here because it was the previous day high, you still should have been okay because that covers your trade. Your stop loss should have been just above that. That still would have covered your trade if you did that. Okay, however, let's take a look where we're at. Okay, now the market sold here before. This is the third time they're selling here. All right, as you can see, once, twice, 3 times. And if we go a little bit back, okay, you can see there are really no gaps here. The market is nice and tight. It's all been kind of like closed up. So all gaps are filled on the upside. Now this zone is still a sell zone. All right, so during swing hours, we can anticipate the market to swing, but I just need you to be careful here. Okay, I'll tell you why. Now today, right now it's 9:50, 9:49 as I'm doing this video, right? So we've got 9:50 and the hours are here. Now from 5:35 we're into 7:30, which is fine. If you took financial astrology from me, you would have seen there's something at 7:36 in the morning. All right, that's 7:15. 7:30 is right there, and the market is doing a change, and then what it's doing is abruptly going up into 9:52. Okay, now this can possibly continue, okay, and can bring us into this zone. This is why this is 11 o'clock. Okay, so that's your 11 o'clock here, and this is your 11:30 there. All right, so that's your 11:30, 11:15, and yeah, 11 actually. Yeah, 11 o'clock we can do that. It's actually 11:02, but we'll mark it as 11. So between 11 and 11:30 up to here, we can actually have a breakout as well. Okay, so be warned. Despite the fact that this is a sell zone, the aspects leading into this are a bit tricky, okay? And if it breaks out, we could see the market pushing even further into 145 here. All right, so this is 145 there. And this could just be a pushing day all day, all right? So we just need to be careful. The news setup, okay, you can do your news setup at 4:25, right? And then the news today, as you can see, let's see, I've showed this to you before. You've got to see these news events before. You see, we've got set up at 4:45, and then we've got this 3:30, 3:15. So there is no prior setup here except for 2:55. So make a mental note of that. 2:55 can be your setup. Where's that 2:55? Is there. Okay, and that's your 2:55 there, because that's your pre-news session, could be your setup there. All right, so the market has room to go up into 150. Okay, 150 and 255 here. There could be your pre-news setup, and like I said, this zone here can actually break out because of the aspects coming in. All right, so be smart. If you want to wait for the news, you can. If this keeps going up, it's got potential to go up 2,529. If you check your daily, that's there. 2527 is up there, so 2527.29 is going to be your kill zone. That's going to be your target zone. All right, sorry, it's going to be a target zone there. On the weekly, as you know, we're in between levels, okay, and if we go up, we've got room to go into that 2532.37, and that's 32.37. So we've got room to go up. If it breaks out, this could just keep pushing up. Okay, so it's actually not a bad day to trade. It's also a swing day, all right? So it could be like a nice pushing into the high levels, okay? And that target could be closing as well. So the closing of today can be a target going all the way up in there. Let's take a look at the euro dollar. With the euro dollar, as you know, yesterday was a swing day, all right? And I did say swing day. I posted up on Sunday. This was the zone, remember? Let me put this into a 15-minute chart. So if you did buy the lows, remember Monday was also a swing day, and they bought from the low. So Thursday, today, and Wednesday, yesterday, and that is your Wednesday. All right, so pretty much where the market, where we had our levels, remember? If you go to your daily, if you're using your PST, it just makes so much sense. Even if you get the hours wrong, you get the price right, and having them both on, you know, right on the PST levels, they're like trading off the zone, is the best way to go. All right, that 60 zone as well, as you know, 1042 on the weekly. All right, and that's your 1042. You can see now I can get rid of this. Let's get rid of this channel, and there you go. So when did it do that as well? It's a 15-minute chart. Remember I said yesterday you can have a setup just before the news. You can also, well, yesterday you could have had a setup at, if you think about it, 1:35 to 2 o'clock was 1:35, 2 o'clock is there. Let's get rid of the screen thing. And just before the news, I said 4:55, just before the news yesterday. Should have been there. There. All right, it's a 15-minute chart. Just before the news, PST level, bang up. Market retracing back. That's 8:45. We had 7:10, which is 7:10 is up here. All right. But the weekly pivot we also talked about. So once you got up here, you should have taken your profit in any case. But if you didn't, that's how it is. Market came pretty much to where it is. Okay, so just before the news, entering and making those buys, PST levels and the timing is cool. Just match time to the PST level. That's your like stronger kind of stronger way to trade. Now today, all right, so obviously today on the daily, this is your swing day. I said we've got room to come up into there, and I did say you've got your PST level. Alright, so PST level there, remember? That was your HCL1 line. The high of that yesterday was 56.59, which is pretty much there. Okay, this is 55.51 for today. Yesterday it would have been higher, because today, as you can see, that line is going downwards. So yesterday it would have been slightly higher, and that's fine. There's a slight gap here. The market can still go up. If you want to go long with this, what you can do is now 72, which is the daily pivot. Okay, there's a bit of a gap here. So then if you want to go long, This is going to be your zone. If it dips down into there at swing hours or trading hours, like I said, then you can also do that too. That could be, like I said, 255. It could be 426. Okay, but once the market finds direction, it's going to push. Okay, it's going to push into 7 o'clock. So 7 o'clock can be a reversal time or pullback time. So that 7:10 in the evening, my time, can also be a good entry zone, because if it's a pullback and you want to follow the initial move, you can follow it until closing. Okay, that's why that targeting 11:15 to closing is not a bad idea. So if that 10 past 7 is a pullback, you can get in the impulse wave. So let's say the market went up, then we have an ABC into our swing hour, then you can follow it up into the closing. All right, let's take a look at SP 500. Now with the SP 500 as well, remember Thursday, Friday. Okay, so tomorrow is a big day, so you could wait for that. Okay, so I did say this has still got room to come down, and I still think it does. We've got the PST levels down there, so we've marked them in, and not much. I did say if it goes up, you can sell off. Let's see what the hour was. Which is about 4. Let's see. Can I bring this over? Anyway, it's this hour here, which is, I guess, so these are the Astrals for yesterday. So yesterday, you would not have done anything really. Okay, why? Because yesterday was Wednesday, no swing day for the SP 500, remember? So SP 500 we're waiting for Thursday, Friday, which is today. So, and we've got news coming up. So today, with the news, this might keep pushing down, because we've got Thursday and Friday on the cards, right? Thursday we might push that, and Friday we might pick up the pieces, okay? Which is logical, because there's a gap coming down here as well, okay? So yesterday there was nothing to really trade, because you just didn't have price and time, okay? Nothing really to talk about, and it was not a swing day, okay? So you really didn't miss out on anything, as you can see. So today as well, what you can do is probably, let's now see, now we've got some kind of visibility of what's going on. Let's do this. As you can see, we've got a top, we've got a bottom. If the market goes up first into the highs, then it's sellable. There's a gap fill here, and this is your demand zone there. So this is one place the market can sell off at, okay, if the price is right, because there's a big fall and then following further down is okay. If the market mucks around here and then at the news they sell even more, you have to wait for it. You got to wait for it, because your hour and price need to match before you can do any buying. And like I said, you can save that buying to tomorrow if you like, because tomorrow morning my time there's also going to be a decent hour to enter the trade, okay? But obviously this is the zone. So if the market pushes down a little bit more, it's great. Then we have an A, then we should have a B, then we should have a C pullback all the way into there. All right, so that's how we can pan that out. There you go. All right, so we just, after this big fall, it's normal that the market should fall back down, and all of us coming back into this zone should be on the cards for us, okay? So coming all the way back in there. is pretty much on the cards, and there's a bit of a gap here as well. So there's still room, I think, to come back down. If this M breaks, because it's an M, and it turns out to be a double top, and if this breaks down, then you know we're going to the downside. Now the trend has changed, and we're going to be selling every time the market's going up. Well, that's for the longer term. So for today, tomorrow, you're going to have to kind of like follow the move, okay, and make sure you trade with price and time together, okay. And today, like I said, can be a flow day. You could just keep pushing and pushing and pushing in one direction, and that could like pretty much take us into tomorrow, okay. So yeah, for the indices, as I always say, wait for the New York hours. But if you're like in the Eurozone and you want to trade it, then I would wait for the swing hours to come in, which is like 10:55, 11:30, around there, or lunchtime. Okay. Let's take a look at Dow Jones. Same with the Dow Jones and the Nasdaq. But remember, with Dow Jones, we don't have a Thursday. Okay, we've got a Monday and a Friday with Dow Jones. Okay, with Nasdaq, SP 500, we've got Thursday or Friday. Okay, but it's the same kind of setup, as you can see. Sometimes the swing hours are always the same, but sometimes the move is a bit more clearer. Okay, so if it's a bit more clear, like for example, this is 2 o'clock. 1:30 to 2 o'clock yesterday, right? Yeah, so around there, 1:30, 2 o'clock. So you can see this is a PST level, and the market just going up from here. Okay, it's just like kind of making sense. And then this is 6 o'clock. We never had 6 o'clock. We're at 7:10, which brings us back right in here, and this is not a place to trade. Okay, the only thing you could have done here, well, you could have bought here if you wanted to. Okay, but like I said, it's a big dip down. So what we want to do is sell on the up move. Remember, we want to follow that move down because we've got targets there. So you don't want to be sticking in front of it and trying to buy at irrelevant places. You also shouldn't have bought yesterday too, because the market's down. The only place to sell are levels I've marked in before. I said they sold here before, so selling here is okay. If you sold, there was no trading hour then. So yesterday basically there was not much to do, guys. Okay, so yeah, and the reason they sold there, look, that's your goodbye kiss right there. Okay, so knowing these levels is good, and that's basically it. If we go back up, 41,246, 41,246 is there. Okay, this is also going to be a level. So if the market goes up here, or the weekly pivot, this could also be a sell zone again. Okay, because it's logical to do so. Also on the daily, as you can see, we've got that red line there, the HCL 141,346, which is 346, just above the weekly. So, which is fine. That weekly pivot is also a good place to kind of sell off. But remember, today is not a swing day for Dow Jones. It's just that the indices go together. So if something's going to happen with the others, it will happen with this as well. So what you can do, because we've got Thursday or Friday, if the market closes up today, Friday might be a good setup for a sell. Okay, and that's basically it. On the weekly as well, we're right bouncing off that level, as you can see. Goodbye kiss there. All right. Will it come down? It should come further down. So if the market goes up, I think selling is on the cards for us. Okay. Same thing with Nasdaq. The reason I'm looking at all three of the indices is because sometimes you get a better setup. Look, yesterday I've marked these zones in, or the day before yesterday, I don't know. You can see they touch and then go. Now if you look here, look, this is, what did we have, 7:10. Yesterday, right, we had September 4 yesterday. Okay, so 4th of September we had 455.5, then we had 815. Look, here 815 is a better setup than the Dow or the Nasdaq. Why? Because you're at the highs where it touched your zone. Okay, so it goes up, touches there, bounces off, comes slightly close to it, and then falls off. Okay, so this is what I mean. Sometimes you can get a better, better setup than the others. But I always say don't trade in the middle of nowhere. So now look, this is going to be your rectangle. Okay, so this is now your rectangle. Here we are. Okay. And according to the news, the market can pull up now. Let's see. Let's get rid of this. This is Nasdaq. Yeah, this still has room to come down. You see, so I wouldn't be going and buying, despite the fact that we're going to have a Thursday, Friday. I'd rather wait for the market to come down tomorrow, and with the news, if the market tilts up, we can follow it up. Other than that, there's nothing to do here. Okay, because we're right in between zones here, and it's clear that the market is just setting up for the news. Okay, impulse wave, sideways motion, pushing further down here or even down to here. Look, so we've got room to come down, so don't stand in front of it trying to buy it. Okay, if the market goes up into swing hours, selling is the better option. That red line today, HCL1, is going to be 19,055. 19. Again, around here. Okay, so this is the zone. Maybe you'll do a stop sweep. If it does, this is your zone. Okay, and that's basically it. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Now with Bitcoin, my stance. I say, we've got room to go down. I don't trade it on a day-to-day occasion. In fact, I don't even own any Bitcoins. I don't, but people are interested in Bitcoin. We're in the game. And it's good for me because I can demonstrate how the ATM works with anything you want to trade, really. All right, so as you can see, we've got room to come down. Okay, so you see how the market is always selling on the lines or on the prices. So one or the other. It's giving you a reference. We've got room to come down, in my opinion, all the way down here. So, yeah. Your first support for the day is 54,770. So if they keep pushing it down, keep an eye on that price. 54,770 is down here. Alright. If you want to sell it off, you can. Where can you sell it off? Maybe at the opening in the high here, or if it closes gaps here. These were swing hours. Yesterday, that's 7:20. See, yesterday this was swing hour. Remember, we had 10 past 7, which is there, and no, 10 past 7 is today. 8:15, sorry. 8:15 is there. Okay, that's your 8:15. Not that one. Yesterday we had 4:55, which is there. Okay, so the market bought from here, pushed into there, and then as you can see, coming back down. So same kind of thing. You can wait for the news, set up here, or you can wait for, like I said, that lunchtime, my lunchtime anyway, which is 1:45 to 2 o'clock. You can see how things are going then. If you're somewhere high, you might have a turnaround there. If the market goes above the high of yesterday, then obviously we're looking to close gaps. Okay, here. The swing days for Bitcoin, I've posted them before, so you know when they are. It's not a swing day today, so mucking around with it may not be your best option. Okay. and that's it. Okay, but at the end of the day, in my opinion, let's take a look at the 4-hour chart as well. Pushing into that 50,000 is the way to go back down here. Okay, and that's it. So we have a breakout of the channel here as well, as you can see. So if you mirror it down, it should bring you to that target of 54,750.